and welcome to me playing a bunch of Sokoto for Victoria 3. I thought I'd play some Sokoto, and so I am. It's a fun little nation. Little? No, it's actually massive. You start with 5 million pops, which isn't much, but once you eat up all your neighbors as fast as you can, you do end up with a solid like 9-10 million, which is not much, but it's more than enough to do most things. So beginning moves is my standard. Expand as much as you can. And to be fair, I have a fairly continuous rate of expansion in this game. I probably didn't expand anywhere near as much as I should have, and focused on diplomacy and spheres. But other than that, it's a fun game. You have really good states. You have a fantastic number of resources, especially iron and other things. Rubber, especially. I never actually got to do rubber. I made a bunch of mistakes. You have sulfur and stuff up in the north, if you can expand into it, like I did. You get to have the fun of crushing landowners and playing the game. Yeah, I decided to mess around with some technocracy, and it didn't go so well. Could have done that better. But early on, expand, build, construct, focus on your logging, focus on stuff. Just get those construction sectors and stuff being built, and chip away as much as you can at the landowners, bit by bit. Get rid of slavery. It's fairly significant, at least in this nation, compared to Argentina, where I had like 2%. I think it was in Argentina. In Sokoto, I think it's something like 20% of your population, which is fairly significant, and does tank your soul by quite a lot. State of living? No. Something of life. Yeah, I would have thought it's qual, but okay, never mind. Those are different things, actually. Never mind. Just keep expanding, keep building stuff, keep making sure. I pretty much entirely just relied on the fact that I could build a massive amount of infantry and the AI would just not fight. Nor at least not be too aggressive to me. Here's me building gov centers and stuff, because of course I did. Because I like doing that for some reason. Oh no, it's because I expanded and did a bunch of stuff. So yeah, and I just tried to play the politics game, just keep everyone happy. If I'd done things properly, I guess I would have maybe allied with France or Britain and tried to play them against each other, or I think there was a war I did try to play like the Russians or Austrians, or no, I think it was the Austrians against France or something. That was okay, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, build. You have a lot of wood available to you as well, so you can just build. Just try and max out the logging camps, try and max out the iron, just get to the point where your economy can grow. And yeah, I like to play with a bit of a positive for the first few years. Maybe dial that back. I know it annoys people, but like I think it's better, to be fair. Here I'm like, oh no, I've instituted myself into a negative. So now, yay, my taxes are lower. Honestly, it wasn't that much of an issue. I don't know. I thought I'd go with like a slight focus on trying to get the religious folk in a bit more of a state of power. So I did that. It was fun. It was interesting. It was unique. I don't like playing the standard, stupid, powerful democracy routes all the time. But I probably should. It'll make me better. But like, yeah, of course I went for technocracy because I was like, yeah, cool. That sounds interesting and cool. Probably want to go with, I don't know, it's hard. Maybe try and just become a one province, like 100 unit, one province kind of person, state. Try and find somewhere that has a lot of wood, iron, and coal, and see if I can just go purely on the power of military might, and see how much you can accomplish. Like Madagascar might work. I think it has some of that stuff. Madagascar's a pretty good place to start, to be fair, and try out. Next game. Let's go. Madagascar. We'll try and play catch up Britain. Ooh, that would be tough. But yeah, kind of fun, kind of silly. I'm just gonna keep going. Like, yeah, no, this is me getting tenant farmers without, I don't know, pushing myself into a revolution this early maybe would have been a good idea, maybe not. Yeah, I was just checking stuff out and yeah, building stuff and letting the AI manage things is maybe a good idea as well. Definitely would like the AI to maybe when it's auto building stuff to, how do you say, to be easier to influence into building certain things, like into certain locations that already have things. Some sort of subsidy system would be fantastic, actually. Like being able to direct which states, your construction sectors can go. Like when you have words, I can't, yeah, no, if it makes sense. Like being able to say, I want to focus my construction, the AI construction into this state. And so the AI will focus on building in a specific state. Because I would have benefited a great deal if the AI had just put all of its stuff into the not the capital, the state next to the capital, which had about 400,000 pops, that spent pretty much the entire game with nothing to do. But that is none. It doesn't matter. Yeah, no, we have iron, and yep, hiring issues and all that stuff. Being scared of, yeah, just iron not being a thing is a pain. Iron is great. It's fantastic. I need more people in that state. Because eventually I made the horrible mistake of building everything in that one instead of the one with 400,000 pops. And I only had about 200,000, so towards the end it did become pretty significantly difficult, but like, it's fine. Yeah, having the population spread out across a lot of areas can be good, can be bad. In this case, pretty bad. Also because I focused all my construction sectors into one state, which, again, maybe not the best shot, but it was because it means mappy and stuff. And yeah, so naturally here we had some people deciding, no, we don't want to be annexed, and I decided, yeah, I'm gonna annex you anyway. Maybe a bit early, but again, we're focusing on some different things. And yeah, that's the point where I decided, yep, landowners are out, and I should have been more willing to take the penalties and stuff from civil wars and just kick the landowners properly when they're down. But I decided to go for oil and do all kinds of other stuff. Yep, that's me doing colonization stuff to try and expand. Frontier's nice. I could have maybe not done that, but yeah. Pretty good, to be honest. I ended up being pretty big, and yeah, 8 million pops now, which is a lot. Well, it's a fair amount. It's enough to do a lot. And obviously the more population and the less slaves you have, the more taxes you get and the better things are in general. Yeah, that was a pretty big point, but yeah. Now it's pretty much, I'm floating 8k, which is maybe a bit too much, but I think that does drop after the wars, or during the wars, should I say, since, yeah, I was focusing more on expansion. Again, I could have just, yep, legacy slave raid, lots more, there you go, now it's down to negative 700. And yeah, it kind of ping-pongs around a lot more as things get built, things don't get built. I got an abolitionist in power of the religious folk, which meant I could go straight into banning slavery if I wanted. And yeah, technology-wise, usual stuff, just the one that reduces mappy and colonization tech and military tech. Pretty much all the basics you need to expand, to exist, and to start your states. I don't think, managed in the first 40 years to get rid of isolationism? No. Well, I definitely didn't get rid of isolationism too early. It's the agrarianism type thing. I can't remember what law it is. I did shift to agrarianism, actually. Probably could have been better, probably could have been worse. I don't actually know how that ended out. But yeah, being able to build, or being willing to just put things into agrarian was maybe something I should have built a bunch more of. Maybe just going industry banned is a good shout for one of the games. Ooh, that could be funny. But yeah, so obviously landowners were like, we want to keep serfdom, and we decided no. Yeah, if I can find it, I can't remember the name of the tech, but it's the economic system one that, yeah. And then I went for religious schools, which was a terrible idea, mostly. I wanted to get the Sunni ulama a bit more powerful, so actually no, it wasn't. Since I was going down the religious route anyway, maybe could have done that a bit late in the game, that's all. Maybe not, who knows? Yeah, no, I think next game, I'm gonna go back to playing... No, I'm gonna see when the update drops and then stuff, because actually by the time this video comes out, it might actually have been out and 1.7's out, and then I'm sitting there like, oh, yay. I'm still running on 1.5 instead of 1.6 because of reasons, pain. Because of pain. Can't update at the moment because of not being connected to the internet on my desktop. This is a very fun process where I have to do all the videos on my desktop and then transfer it to my laptop and then do some stuff and then upload it. Yay. Thanks me for not reasons. Buildings, yes, we're still constructing, we're still doing stuff. It's all going well, which is honestly very weird. Yeah, construction-wise, I'll have to see if I can pause it. But I think at this stage, I'm getting very... Well, I'm doing a lot better than I was in Argentina. Mostly because I have this thing called iron. And apparently when I build iron a lot, it becomes cheap, and I do focus a bit on the furniture and stuff, actually, which is an interesting choice. I think it's because I focused a lot heavily on the wood, and then, yeah, technologies. Yay, give sugar and chocolate to myself. And, yeah, I kind of messed with, food industries, and I cannot figure out a way to get them too profitable outside of during war, when it becomes, you know, a massive good. It's hard. But yeah, war's good. I definitely need to figure out a way to get to war without massively impacting my economy. Here I am, 9 million pop. That's pretty much how much I'll sit at for the rest of the game. To be fair, I don't really have any issues with pops, other than they're not moving to the right places to work in the iron mines. Can solve that easily enough. But yeah, pretty much anytime I go to war, it's just a massive deficit. But yeah, no, it works eventually, and I kind of get there. I feel like being more aggressive towards the bigger nations. I need to stop being scared of them, basically. But this is only the first 40 years, so it's early steps. And yeah, you just keep expanding as much as you can. And just working to try and not get swamped by Britain and France, who are going to be the two people that get the most involved in your stuff, especially early game. And yeah, those coastlines are very important if I ever decided not to be isolationist. Yeah, it's hard. Being influenced would be nice. Doing the new updates are looking interesting and cool, but you get a fair amount of things just from existing now. Glassworks is great. I think that's because I was working on going to, using all the lead I had hanging around. You just start off in a really good spot, to be fair, with Sokoto. You just need to work on the everything, expanding and doing stuff, which isn't actually as bad as I would expect. And yeah, no, we're about halfway through, so yay, halfway through. No one's watching anyway, I know that. Anyway, Glassworks, all that good stuff. Outer Houseland, yeah, no, this is all good. This is all fun. This is all functional, which is bizarre to me. Like, yeah, no, we're kind of at the point where, like, I look at this and I'm like, yeah, this could go good. This is going great. We expanded, we did stuff. We're gonna be pretty high up in the rankings anyway, but I could have done a lot better if I'd gotten rubber tech earlier and cars and everything. So maybe focus more on the universities, try and hit that cap. I don't think I've ever actually hit the cap. So maybe one of my future games is going to be me doing that. Like, what if I just max out my universities? And then we get to see what happens then. Would be good. Other than that, mechanical tools, yay. Food industry, just trying to figure out how to do that. Might be easier if I had coastal states and a lot of fish to drive down coastal fish and do some stuff with that. And maybe if I had a technology, a law that wasn't just as annoying as what if not? Yeah. Also, like, driving down the cost of iron would have been helpful for that as well, to be fair. So I think iron I did keep pretty cheap for a while. It was just the market access price index that got me. And yeah, Govin, I focus too much on Gov. I do have this issue with me for prioritizing admin centers and governance instead of some useful stuff like construction sectors. But yeah, like even now in the game, I'm slowly ticking down. I'm hitting like, well, yeah, 9 mil GDP with 10 mil pop is low. I want to say I hit like 12 mil eventually, but I think I do actually. But yeah, kind of hard. I'm still trying to figure out how to get things spiraling a bit quicker, because obviously it takes more than 40 years. I think interventionism or laissez-faire would be a fantastic way of doing things. But yeah, this one was pretty nicely chosen because Britain at least was involved in something else, which meant that it's slightly less likely to get involved. But again, would have loved to have gotten involved with France and Britain and pushed them out of here and done some stuff with that. It would have been way more helpful to do that earlier. And yep, adjusting stuff. It's all just, yep, annex Dahomey, I think that is. Dahomey or whatever. And yeah, no, they're annexed and cool, and yeah, like, yeah, again, a lot of things would have been a lot easier. Yeah, this is me just finishing up. There's my 11 mil for 10.8. Yay, now my GDP is greater than my population. Good. This is where the fun starts, I think. Maybe. But yeah, iron mines in Benin is iron mines. Obviously, yeah, if I had focused a bit more on my exports, I probably could have done a lot more, to be fair. Again, exports are very nice, imports are very nice, but annoying to focus on. I believe I went protectionism actually for this game, which would have been very interesting now. But yeah, now we have minus, minus, and minus, yay, because war. War does eat a lot. I probably overkilled most of my military stuff, and yeah, this is me having 2 wars simultaneously and an uprising, because of course I did. But other than that, we're all good. We had 99 troops. I think I focused on getting 100. Again, that's a lot of population doing pretty much nothing other than just existing. So yeah, again, would have been better to have 50-50 split with maybe 75k and then 50k infantry, 25k artillery. That would have been much better, now that I know that. Because yeah, the artillery is great, horsemen are great, cavalry, sorry, there you go. And yep, I'm trying to go for slavery ban, thinking about it quite heavily, and then I probably went AFK for a few seconds there, minutes. This is a very fast speed run, is it not? But yeah, no, now we're at 14 mil, 13 mil, we're getting there, we're building more. I think I do hit my construction sectors up a bunch, and then I build the construction sectors for... And then I tried to go for something very different, which I think did end up biting me in the ass and nuking my thing, but 45... what is that, 68? That's about 30 years in. 45 sounds low. It's probably is, because again, I focused on gov admins and stuff like that, instead of maybe the correct decision, which would have been technology to get that education up and actually getting people to go to places, and trying to figure out how to get grain up and running. Maybe starving my population was a bad idea, and yeah, banning slavery would have been a great shout, and I think I do eventually manage that. 13 and 15 mil, that's always a good sign. I think though that's because of the massive increase in the value of grain from me having no fertilizer. Yeah. Eventually things balance out and go well. I am starting to think that perhaps livestock is not as good as I thought it was, or at least that I hoped it was. Which is unfortunate, because I think it's very useful to have that mix of resources being produced, but obviously cotton is just better, and so is fertilizer manufacturing. Perhaps I should figure out a way. Oh yes, let's figure out a way to optimize that at some point. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna check one day between videos maybe. But yeah, even like from a population standpoint, unless you really need meat for something, like say, you're building the granary food canneries and stuff. Yeah, maybe I should try and find a state that has fish and everything. But yeah, building those is always groceries is an interesting one. I think it is optimal for later game, especially when you need that extra population that is to not work in the farms. But you never know. Paper, iron is massive. I think I tank iron several times in price and value throughout the game. But yeah, 13 mil, more than I had in Argentina. And I think I put them to a better use and just work better. Obviously, since I didn't go down the communist route or anything, or even like the standard, like I went down the religious route. I feel like there should be some more stuff going on with that. But yeah, this is me just like, honestly, I'm surprised now that I think about it. I was at this stage at 71. 49 is still very low, but I hit 50 now. To be fair, in the second half, this kind of skyrockets. I can compare it later. But yeah, I'm just adjusting and tilting. You know what? The one advantage I will say is being able to run all of these commodity taxes as the game goes by. Like, it is very helpful to be able to just go, you know what? I just tax the hell out of everything instead of increasing taxes. It doesn't seem to increase my dissidence that much. So yeah, I'll take it. And yeah, now I'm hitting 16 mil, which is fantastic. That's a lot of GDP, and iron is great. Iron is great. Steel becomes more valuable and relevant as it exists. And this is me. The sulfur mines. Oh, the bane of the sulfur. I forgot. Yeah, so since you have the two states up there, it's easy enough getting them. The hard part is finding people to work in your sulfur mines. And I would very much have liked more people working in my sulfur mines for the numerous technologies in the late game that require sulfur, such as fertilizer and explosives, I think, and a bunch of other stuff. Basically, sulfur is great. Please use it more. It would have been a fantastic part of my economy to have, also tools and everything. Not Sokoto. Benin, I think, is that province. It is. Benin. Lot of construction. Pretty much concentrated all my construction for 90% of the game in that state, because when you have a state that can produce steel, steel and wood, you pretty much have your entire early game economy focused on that one state, which is fantastic. Because you don't have to deal with market access price index stuff. But yeah. And also means you can build engines there, you can build... Well, yeah. Once you have the steel there, you can build engines there. Once you have the engines there, you can upgrade railways. Once you have the railways there, you have infinite transport and stuff. Yeah, everything becomes so much easier in that one state. And what's it called? Infrastructure becomes not an issue there. Carry on, you industrialize that state. I should have made that my capital. I would have got a lot more people in that state, actually, if it were my capital. Yeah, no, that's an early game mistake of mine. Make it my capital, get my immigration, and then... immigration rules, and then, yeah, no, then it's just focusing on that state to be able to produce enough. Overproducing iron would have been fantastic, to be fair. So driving down the cost of iron somehow so that it's very cheap, and then using that to build, and then, yeah. And then, yeah, build a bunch of farms. Pretty much just keep expanding and keep an eye on your population to make sure it doesn't... keep your population as high as possible. Once you can, start joining other nations. Maybe focus on becoming a puppet or something of Great Britain. Not puppet, vassal. But that's not my playstyle. I like to be independent, which makes things harder. And yeah, that's about it. Bye.